Ms. Dembrowski, what relationship, if any, do you have with Johnny Depp?
He's my younger brother.
How much older are you than Johnny?
2.5 years.
Ms. Dembrowski, I'd like to ask you a few questions about your and Johnny's childhood. Where did you all grow up?
We were born in Kentucky and we moved to Florida when we were kids.
Who lived in your household with you and Johnny?
Our mom, our dad, we have an older brother and older sister, and Johnny and I.
Who was the youngest child in your family?
Johnny.
Would you please tell the jurors what your relationship with Johnny was like when you were growing up?
Johnny and I were very close. With having the older brother and older sister, we were the two younger ones, so we were really close, and we basically were together all the time. We played together. We played Hot Wheels. We, played Batman and Robin, where we each had a role in that. And he's probably going to be embarrassed if I say any of this, but, we practiced, karate kicks with each other and chopping. We were just friends. We were like best friends.
What was Johnny like as a young boy?
Objection, Your Honor, 404.
If you want to approach.
What was Johnny like as a little boy?
He was a shy, sweet little boy. He had a very caring personality, but also he was a little bit of a clown. He loved to, play tricks on us or try to scare us. He was a very typical happy little boy.
Ms. Dembrowski, how would you describe your parents' relationship?
That was complicated.
Would you please explain to the jury what you mean when you say your parents' relationship was complicated?
Our parents they had two completely different personalities, and where our father was also a very kind, patient, loving, gentle man. And our mom was the opposite. She was very high-strung, very nervous, anxiety, angry. So they were completely opposite people.
What was your mother's first name?
Betty?
Did your mother, Betty, ever get angry with your father?
Yes.
How would your mother express her anger toward your father?
She would scream, she would yell at him, she would hit him, call him names, that kind of thing.
Did your father ever hit your mother back?
No, Dad never reacted when Mom would hit him or scream at him.
If he didn't hit her back, how, if at all, did he react?
Basically, he would let her scream and get it out or hit and be done. And the way that you dealt with my mom, the way that he dealt with my mom was he always tried to keep the peace. So he never wanted to, he didn't want to engage in anything. So he was very, he would step back, and whatever it was that she was angry about, he would try to go ahead and make sure that he took care of whatever she was insisting that he do.
Is it fair to say he did what she wanted?
Yes, it's very fair to say he did.
What, if anything, did you and Johnny do while your mother was hitting or attacking your father?
We would leave the area. We would run and hide. We would go to our room, either we would go to our room together or, depending on where we lived, if our room was close, we would sort of run off and get away from it.
How did your mother treat you and your brothers and sisters?
Well, there's a similarity, I'm sorry, in how she treated Dad. Again, she was very anxious, high-strung. She screamed, she yelled, she hit, she threw things. She called us names. You know, we each had our own little special set of names. Some we wouldn't repeat, but so she gave each one of us a name. My name, for example, was Violet, which to some people it wouldn't seem like it's anything, but Violet was my father's mother, and my mom hated my father's mother. So that was my special name. One of them.
Did your mother have any special names for Johnny?
Yes, she did. She had a few, again, some to not repeat. Her favorite, I think, was, she called him One Eye. And she called him that because when he was young, the doctors thought he had a lazy eye, so they would put a patch on his good eye so that they would strengthen the other eye. So she used that as, you know, a way to find a new fun name for him.
How did Johnny respond when your mother would call him One Eye?
He didn't respond in any negative way. Those names were just a way of life. We got used to them. We accepted all of it.
Putting aside the names, did your mother ever get angry with you?
Yes.
Did your mother ever get physical with you?
Yes, she did, but I was also very quiet, very shy, and I learned early on to stay back. So I was more in the background because I would constantly sort of stay in the background to stay away from trouble.
Ms. Dembrowski, when your mother did get physical with you, what forms did that take?
Well, she would hit us. She would throw things. She would have us go pick a switch, you know, off of a tree, you know, so that would be what she could hit us with, and make sure that we got one that was nice and green. So
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Why did it have to be nice and green?
Well, if it wasn't a nice green twig, it would snap. Those didn't break. If you got a dry one, they snap. They don't work the same.
Did your mother ever get angry at Johnny?
Yes.
Did you ever observe your mother hitting Johnny?
Yes.
How, if at all, did Johnny react when his mother would hit him?
He was a typical little boy where if it hurt, he would cry. That was it. I mean, for the most part, he just wanted to get away from it.
Did Johnny ever hit his mother back?
No.
What about when he got to be an older boy? Did he ever resist or hit her back?
No. No. When he was older, even if she hit or threw things, he never went to that place. He would get away. He would, you know, leave the area, go to his room.
If you could explain that a bit, how did, if at all, did your experience with your mother affect your ideas about what you intended to do with your own family?
Well, really early on, as a young child, none of what was happening in our home felt good. And so as I got older, you know, both Johnny and I actually, we decided that once we had our own home, that we were never going to repeat ever anything similar in any way to our childhood. We were gonna do it different. So
Johnny felt the same way?
Absolutely.
When you left the home to start your own family, who among the original 4 children were left at home with your mother?
Johnny.
Did there come a time when your parents separated?
Yes.
Would you please tell the jury what happened?
There was our father one morning decided to pack up everything and leave early in the morning. We didn't know it at the time. I don't think, but I didn't. I didn't live there. I was at work. And then I got a call from my mom in the afternoon, right after she got off work. She called me, and it was hard to understand her voice. She sounded faint and kind of groggy, but she kept saying, "He's gone, he's gone, he's gone." And I was trying to get out of her, "Was it Dad?" And she said, "Yes, your daddy." And I said, "Mom, are you okay? What's going on? You know, did you take your pills?" Because she took what she called nerve pills, and she said she had. I asked how many. She couldn't tell me how many she took, but I knew she was getting fainter on the phone, and it was more clear to me that she was not in a good way. So I called our friend, our parents' friend actually, who was a police officer, and told him that he needed to get to Mom and what was going on, and so he got an ambulance to get over there to her.
And this was after your father left?
Yes, this is the day.
And going back to the incident that you described, do you know where Johnny was at the time your mother took those pills?
Johnny was home.
Why did you continue to communicate with your mother?
Because she was our mom and we loved her. I mean, we knew, you know, even when we were younger, that things weren't, they didn't feel right, you know, but what we understood was that, you know, Mom had her own upbringing, you know, so she had her own past, and the way she was raised would affect the way she lived. And so she, in our mind, she was doing the best she could do.